Welcome back, Dolphins. So today we're going to be doing the mock draft, and I'm going to finally, I'm going to preference this just so that you guys can know I'm going to finally do what you guys have been telling me to do and pick up Will Johnson with that first round pick. I think, obviously I've been picking up offensive linemen and all that stuff. So, I was trying to see how it would play out, because one thing about choosing Will Johnson is that after the first round, the offensive linemen that are there are rough. They are not good. I mean, they're good, but they're not like what you're going to be getting in the first round if you were to pick up, a Kelvin Banks, or if Membo's there, or Tyler Booker even, so and trading back, you're going to have to do that anyway. So if you pick up Will Johnson, that's what makes it tough. But I think I was able to do it in a way where we pick up some of the players that we definitely need in a later round. It's going to be like, I'm going to trade in the second round. I think that's the only possible way, because at the point that we're at in the second round, there are no guards or offensive linemen that are worth that pick, and you're not trying to just reach down to get a player, so at that point you trade, get a couple extra picks so you can pick up some players, because we need as many possible starting caliber players that we can get. So we'll get into it. All right, so I'm going to follow what you guys have told me. So this will be the one. Let's see. Did they already take him? They did not. So this is going to be the one where I'm going to follow what you guys are saying. A lot of you guys want to pick up Will Johnson. He's an excellent corner. I think outstanding corner. And the way that, the free agency has gone, that outside corner is looking iffy, when it comes to... I really thought Cam Smith was going to be, a pretty decent player, but if Kader Kohu is outplaying him right now and out positioning him on the roster, Cam Smith is a bust, man. Second round pick really sucks. So I think we'll pick up Will Johnson in this draft, and we'll go from there. Excellent corner. Guy is a lockdown corner, and probably going to take the place of Jalen Ramsey coming into maybe next year or the year after that. And now we're in the second round, and I think at this point everybody it's rough out here. I don't really know what you can do in the second round now. This is the problem with taking a corner at that spot, and I think maybe the only option you can think of is maybe a trade with Kansas City, or you can't even do that. It sucks. It's not really a good... See, this is the problem with drafting a corner in that first part, because there are some corners that are pretty good in the later rounds, or right now, you're going to be missing on that offensive line spot, and you're not even going to be taking, like, the only one that I could see is... you want to get a guard. You don't want to do a tackle to guard. This is a third round pick, fourth round. And Ursary is the only one that I see that's worth that type of pick. Yeah, I don't know. I would say here, maybe you trade back, get their second for your 48th, maybe a 7th for our... Yeah, this is rough. I don't really... First, second, third. Getting rid of our fourth. Yeah, all right. So then we have 2 second rounds with that trade. That's the only possible thing that I could see, And then maybe at this point, you're at 63 in the beginning of the third round. Yeah, you pick up Ursary, and then it's not that bad, actually. And then I would pick up Omar Norman-Lott if he falls down this far. Big, beefy defensive tackle. There's a couple here. CJ West is another one. At the third round, you have to get somebody that can fill that spot. I know we picked up, who was it? I forgot his name. What the hell is that guy's name? The defensive tackle we picked up that we had before last year. Totally blanking on his name. But, you have to pick up a young defensive tackle. And I think, at this point, you got a couple. Alfred Collins, he's someone that you could look at. It's just, these are all potential picks. These are going to be potential guys. CJ West is another one. He's smaller, I guess, 6'1", but we've seen, Dwight Freeney and other players that are small, so that doesn't matter. He's a little short arm guy. Yeah, I think you got to go Omar Norman-Lott. So that's who I'm picking up here. You got to go Omar Norman-Lott. You get your defense tackle, and then you've kind of Actually, this draft is kind of turning out pretty good. So far, you filled out a lot of the players. Ariante is going to definitely transition to guard. Will Johnson is stellar pickup. Omar Norman Lott is another very high potential player. So now we are in the third round again, and this is kind of perfect. Yeah, I mean, I don't even need to think about that. Andrew Makuba is right there. You pick up Andrew Makuba. I know every single draft I've had Andrew Makuba, but I just think he's an excellent player. I think he's awesome. Wow, this is kind of turning out pretty good. Yeah, I don't even need to think about it. Jack Heiser, there's no thing on him, but yeah, I mean, I'm picking up Jack Heiser. I think that's an excellent pickup in the 4th round to get a linebacker that has a high potential. 5th round, this is one that's a little tough. Wow, Tyler Barron's right there, and it's not because I'm a U fan. It's because Tyler Barron is a very high potential, another Jalen Phillips type of player. I mean, it's kind of falling all in place for me right now. I mean, you could also think of Luke Kendra. I mean, I think that just the overall pick of, I don't know, I think the overall pick, because this is stuff that they say in here. This is definitely stuff that he can definitely learn. This is who do you want to get here? Who do I don't want a developmental player. I mean, Luke Kendra is going to be one of those that I need someone that's going to be able to do something. I mean, Kyle Williams is also here. That's another one, a 6-foot guy. Looked good in the combine. Let's see. Nick Nash is also here. Connor Colby. This is a tough 5th round. I mean, I think overall potential of being a pass rusher can just be a specialist on the team. I think you got to pick up Tyler Barron. Yeah. And then just for the heck of it, let's see, Connor Colby. Do we reach on Tyler Cooper? This is, do you reach on Tyler Cooper? Because he's going to be probably the, you know, here's the thing. You need some young safeties. You do, but you've picked up Makuba, you got a couple of young guys. I think you got your receivers, so you don't really need receiver in this draft. Your linebackers are pretty much set if you pick up Jack Kaiser. This is a tough one. See what our trade options are. New York Jets, 62, and we'll get maybe a next year's 6. No, they don't want that. The 5th round, no, they don't want that either. So they want to, the New York Jets want to trade 2027th. I think this is a glitch. I mean, okay, so they want to trade and basically just make a trade where we just essentially get a lower draft pick. Yeah, not doing that. That was weird. So honestly, another one, Trevor Etienne is another. I mean, you're trying to get players that can make a difference immediately. So you know, that's why the offensive line is kind of iffy. You don't really want to go for that because you want players that are going to play, because this is your final season, you know. Billy Bowman. Who do you pick up here? Stuck. I am stuck on this pick. Do you pick up, where do you go? Khalil Mullings. Yeah, I mean, screw it. I'm going to pick up, I mean, do you want to have 3 young backs? That wouldn't make any sense. Kyle McCord's there. RJ Oben. This is a tough pick. I'm just gonna pick somebody. Screw it. I mean, I'll just get Nick Nash. Screw it. Yeah, get a high potential pick. Let's get some receivers. I pick up Nick Nash. Gotta get someone that can play. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is kind of the pick right here. You have to get someone that can play. And these are just gonna be, we're in the 7th round. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's really nothing. I'm picking up another guard, and I'm picking up I think we're gonna have like 3 picks here, so seeing if one of these late round draft picks does something. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I'm a straight up idiot. We'll get a tight end. All right, not bad. And there you have it. Yeah, I think, you know, Will Johnson right now with that trade, best overall pick, someone that's gonna start, definitely right there. In the 2nd round, you had to pick up an offensive lineman. Have to. And for the pick that we were at, it wouldn't make any sense. So trading back, getting back a couple of picks, you know, to allow yourself to move back, I think was a solid pick, you know. And when you move back, you you got Omar Norman Lott, which is going to be our starting defensive tackle in the third round. He's excellent. And then you're in the third round again, and you pick up your say. I mean, this is one of my favorite drafts. I think the later end was a little bit rough, just because not really players that I wanted to look for. I mean, what you have to understand about this draft is that it's very top heavy. Once you get past this third round, it's like, luckily we got Jack Kaiser in the fourth round. I mean, I think that was a solid pickup. But once you get past that, it's like a lot of players that have potential, but not a very great low end draft. You're not getting a lot of diamonds in the rough later on in this draft. So yeah, Will Johnson with the first pick, and then you trade that second round pick. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs wanted to trade with us, so you get Arianti Ursary at a pick that is more reasonable, than at I think we had 48? You're not picking up Ursary at 48. That's such a reach for a player like that because, he's good. It's just you're not picking him at the top of the second round. You get him and then you get an extra pick in the third round. Picking up Omar Norman Lott, I think is the top three that we have in this draft, and then you get Makuba later on in that third round. Actually, rounds 1 through 4, I think all are starting caliber players, and that's what I was trying to do here. Because again, what you want to do with this draft for the Miami Dolphins, you want to get as many players that can possibly start as possible, because what that does is it alleviates a lot of the other things. So Will Johnson obviously is starting. Arianti has a possibility of starting. He's very mobile. He's kind of like the type of offensive lineman that Mike McDaniel likes. Omar Norman Lott is starting, and Makuba, for Ilianu Malufunga or whatever his name is, I mean, he gets injured a lot. So and Makuba is a very solid safety. I would say, besides Malachi, probably the best safety in this draft, and you get him in the third round. I think it's a solid pick. And then you get Jack Kaiser. Jack Kaiser, I think he's going to groom. He could start, but I think the way that Terrell Dodson, I think people are sleeping on Terrell Dodson a lot. I think that duo right there is a very solid duo. And then, obviously you have Tyler Barron, who he's going to be a specialist, probably be a pass rush specialist, NASCAR package that will put, with every single one of our pass rushers. Nick Nash could possibly get on the field just because of his size. You have that end zone fade. And then at the end of the 7th, you're basically getting players like Timothy McKay and Joshua Gray, guys that you can develop, and possibly maybe one of those is able to, develop into something. And then Maliki is just going to be your blocking tight end. And I think that's how you round up this draft. You get as many starting players as you possibly can, and you go into this season kind of feeling good about all the spots that you have. You know what I'm saying? So I like this draft a lot. I think this is probably my best one. I think you get a lot of star players in the top half of this draft. You get everybody that can have the ability to start. So as always, guys, if you like this video, like and subscribe. Appreciate you all for commenting and letting me know if you like it or if you think it's trash. I love hearing both sides. Fins up, baby. Love you all. Peace.